Hello everyone, this is Ginger Pana. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here to do a share of a challenge that Kristianne from Kristianne's Crafty Adventures. I'm going to link her channel below. She put out a challenge. She's been doing lives and mostly every Friday night is her challenge night. So she chats with all of us and we go on and we just learn something new, and then she challenges us to make what she's making, and she gives us about a week. Well, this is a little bit overdue. We were supposed to upload it within the week. She has another challenge out since last Friday or this past Friday, but this one is hashtag PHA Cup of Kindness. PHA is a group that they had formed, which stands for Paper Hoarders Anonymous. And so these are cups. And so first she started out with a small and a was it a sorry, small and a medium. And I printed all my instructions. And so this is the small and medium that she came out in her first video. And I'll link the tutorial videos below. And then she came out with the large and extra large, and then this is what she on this live video she challenged us to make these cups. And the premise behind these cups of kindness is to fill it with something and to gift it to someone that we think might need it, that we want to say hello, that we wanted to say thank you. For whatever reason, we would gift these cups to that person. So I haven't figured out yet who I wanted to give and what I'm going to put in it, but I wanted to go ahead and make one of each size. And I really have to practice when I make something. I can't just give my first ones away because I always make boo-boos. Okay, so it was really fun. It was so easy to do. It's just a matter of cutting out a strip, making a template. And Christian's been good. She's been um, taking ones who are doing SVG cuts, and then she turns them around and she figures out a pattern for us to do without the cuts. And so I've been really learning a lot from her because I'm not so good at my cutting machines. And so I really like the idea that she teaches us how to use just with a score, a paper cutter, scissors, tape, things like that. Okay, so without further ado, let me get into my share. Okay, so this is, as you can see, when we put it together, there is, the bottom, oh, I put it all together, but the bottom doesn't have, you have to really adhere it to the edges of the bottom of the cup to your base. Now this one, that you can see all the gidget gadget glues in there because I made a mistake. I wanted to match the inside of the cup to the paper, and so I had inverted the paper to begin with, and I used colored foam to kind of match with the theme of the cup. And so what you do is you put glue on the edges and then you stick them down, and then you put them together. So this is one of the first cups that I made. So I really have to practice on putting on my glue better. I've been trying to use different mediums. The best glue that I have found in adhering some of these is the hot glue gun. Other than that, I've been using my Berry Art glue or my, where is the other one? Or my art glitter glue. Okay, so for this project, I've been using the Berry Art glue because I found that it adhered my paper to the foam a little bit better and faster. And so I've been doing that. Okay, so then that's how I made this cup, and I just put embellishments. So as you can guess, I am using the Hey Pumpkin, or is it Pumpkin Spice paper line, which I picked up from Frank Garcia's, and my local craft store was bringing in doodlebug paper, stamp and memories. Okay, so I did that one, and I did this big one, and I also bought the ephemera packs. I bought the ephemera packs from Frank Garcia's studio. That's the only place I like buying from Frank's studio. So he had them in stock at the time, and he had super fast shipping. So I thought it's gonna come when I just when I need to embellish my cups, and it did. Okay, so this is the extra large, and then this is the, by the time I got to my medium and my small, I kind of tweaked it a little, and so that's what I wanted to come here and share with you. So as you can see, okay, so this one, they don't have the bottom, but I wanted to try and see if I could make a tabbed bottom, which looks like this, where you can use it to adhere down your cup better. Instead of gluing it right on the edges of this, I wanted to create this extra tab here. So that's what I wanted to show you. I also, you know, I guess you could call myself, I could call myself an anal crafter. I'm very meticulous about stuff. Like, I don't want things showing, and it's just a habit I've always had. So I wanted to also show you how I put together my cup. Kristianne does a fabulous tutorial. Hers come out, you know, hers come out beautiful. I'm probably just one of those crafters that are slow, and it takes me a while to really figure out something and to, you know, enjoy what I'm doing at that time. So I just want to come here and share with you what I did. So I followed Kristianne's tutorial, all her directions, exactly how she has it. What I did was I increased the paper. The first number, the 4, is the height. The second one is 8.5 is the length. And so I creased it all by a 1/2 inch because I wanted, wait, let me see. No, sorry. The 4, the smaller number, is the height. So I increased it by a 1/2 inch because I wanted to make that tab on the bottom. The rest of the measurements I kept the same. Okay, so the length is the same. So when you, when I did this, so the pattern comes out exactly like this, except for this tab down here. See this fold right here? This is the extra piece that allows me to do the 1/2 inch. So this is the medium cup. So I cut this 4.5 by 9.5. And Kristianne teaches us to score on the 4-inch side. She says to score 1/2 inch because this 1/2 inch is your top fold in. And then at 4, and then at, I'm sorry, yes, 1/2 inch is your top fold, and 3-inch, which is your bottom. And then I took it another further, and I scored it at 4. So 3 and 4. Okay, because I wanted this 1/2 inch tab down here. Okay, so when you cut it all out, you're gonna, and you also score this way. She gives you all the measurements. So this one is 1.5 blocks all the way down. And then with the last tab is the 1/2 inch. This is your tuck-in spot. Okay, so you would cut the paper like how she instructs us, so you get this tab. Okay, then I flipped it around and I put my tape up here, my 2-way tape up here, and my 2-way tape. I guess this is wrong. My 2-way tape is supposed to go on this other side. Okay, so let's, oh, see, I already made a mistake. Okay, so that's okay. I am going to try to take this off as best as I can. And I know we have things such as those gummy erasers to take off sticky things. So let's see. So here's a trick. So I took it off, and then you can either get your eraser, which I can't find right now because I didn't think I was gonna make a mistake. Okay, either that, or you can always get your powder, which comes in this little tube, and I forgot who sells this, but it's a well-known tool. So I would just put it here to take off all the stickiness. And this is a great trick. What they use is like baby powder or talcum powder in here, and you put it on the stickiness of your chipboard pieces or your stickers to take off the stick. Okay, and then I'm gonna put my, if I can find my 2-way tape, oh, here, on this side. Okay. Okay, so what I did was I put my tape on and then I went to score it. Now here's the part where I found for myself, you really need to make, for me, I really needed to make my marks. So Kristianne teaches us how to make little tick marks at the top at a quarter of an inch. Okay, so you go all the way down, so the quarter of an inch for each section that you cut. You see these sections? So you see my tick marks here. Okay, so after you make the tick marks and you cut your tabs like how she teaches us, what I found is that when I make my my top to bottom from the tick mark to the cut line, I make it, and I really try to make it as even as I can. Okay, so on both sides. Okay, now if I found that I was not even, that's where my bottom kind of goes a little wonky. Okay, then you just fold the paper, and when you fold the paper, you need to catch the very top to the tick mark. Okay, so it's very important to be very consistent on your folding. Okay, so when you glue it together, you're gonna see that there is no holes or gaps. It really comes together very evenly. Okay, so I left, and then I started to fold it before the video, but see this bottom here, this is the tab. So this is how I got the tab. So what I did was I just got my scissors, so where the tick marks are, you see the tick marks, I went and I cut as straight as I could up to the tick mark. Okay, where that fold is, you see this fold, so don't go past the fold, and then I would take off that tab right on the fold. And this is where you kind of really got make sure your cutting is a little bit more than on the perfect side, because it's gonna show in the end if you don't cut it very good. Okay, and then you go and you start folding. So what I also did was on the lighter pieces of paper, the lighter designer paper, I would go and I would erase the marks, because I found that in the end you could see it. Now you don't have to, because I think when you what I did to hide the bottoms was I put twine or some kind of string. This is a twine. So you see I did on the bottom to cover up all the what I call my messes. Okay, so then I would finish folding it, so I would flip it. Okay, so where my score marks are, I would just make sure that I push it all the way up so that corner is really folded good. And so when I make my score marks, I really kind of push a little bit hard into the paper, because you're scoring on a flat surface, not on a scoreboard. Okay, so I would do it that way. Now I know that you can always check it. See, so when you put it together, you're gonna see that there is no gap. That's how you know you kind of made really good score marks and folds. Okay, now for me, let's see, these are gonna go like this, and then these are gonna kind of go in. So I don't really crease it a lot, but I do crease it a little. These tabs are gonna come out like this. Okay, and I don't put this bottom down yet. I'm going to actually you could, so wherever this tab is gonna go like this, right? So this is the last part. I'm gonna hide this tab under this flap. So what I do is I take off the two-way tape all the way up into the last rectangle, and then I fold it down like this. Okay, and this is a trick of the trade that a lot of scrapbookers use when they start making their pages. And so I would fold it down like this. Okay, so everything is adhered to except this little flap here. And when you're ready, you're going to pull this and you're going to seal it up. The reason why I leave this little tab is my tuck spot, because I want my tab to go inside this tab so that when it looks finished on the inside, because if not, it's going to go on the top like this and you're going to see that little cut here, you see? And I don't want that. I wanted to hide it so that's one seamless piece on the top rim of your cup. Okay, and then when I do this, I just fold my paper like this. I don't really use these score marks to fold, because unless you're gonna, these are kind of good for paneling if you want to do a panel, and then it's a guide for you to put your panel on. But if not, to keep the roundness as much as possible, I try not to score on these lines. Okay, so I just use my finger and I just kind of break the paper like this. Okay, and then when I glue, let's see if I can do this on camera. Okay, so I hold it together like this for a little while, and I try to put my pleats to one side. Okay, so this one I took too long. So I just put a little bit glue. Now you could always use your finger, you know, those rubber finger things that will protect your fingers from the hot glue. Okay, and then inside, sometimes it goes over, you over glue it, so you have the excess glue coming out and it helps stick down the flap inside here. Okay, so I like to put all the flaps to one side. Okay, sorry if this part is boring, you can fast forward it. Okay, so I kind of hold it there for a little while, and then I'll go in and I'll wipe off my glue. Okay, now there inside if it doesn't adhere because you didn't have too much glue oozing, I will go in and I'll put a little dab of glue right here and I will just hold it down. Okay, and then you would continue to do it. Now I don't edit my videos, so you're seeing my real time here. I don't fast forward it, but you can always fast forward this video if you want to just get to the part where I put it all together. So it doesn't take much. I just kind of move my flaps away and I glue in one side. And the really skinny nozzle, the precision tip nozzles really help on projects like this. Okay, and whenever you want to get rid of your glue strings in the end, you just use a heat tool and you go over your project, and then all your spider webs will disappear. Okay, so you really try to get it as accurate as you can, because you don't want to see any holes in your pieces, because when you end up putting it together it's going to show. Okay, so here's the last one. Okay, so I am going to take this off, and then I'm going to tuck it into the part that I left open, and I'm going to be very careful to make sure that it is very even before I adhere it down. Okay. So all of this matters in the end when you attach. You don't want to see any gaps on the bottom. Okay, so when you have it down, you pull this tab and it releases the rest of your fold on the top, and you just press it down. Okay, so you see what I mean about it being seamless? So if you really look good, you can tell that this is where the where you put it together, but the seam on the top here is seamless. You don't see that break right here. And I think I realized I did that because, which one did I do? Here, this one. You see? So I didn't tuck it in, and I'm not too sure if Kristianne showed this. I might have missed it. But if she did, well, that's what I did too. Okay, so I didn't want that piece over there. Okay, and then, so everything is exactly the way Kristianne does. And then when I see that I didn't adhere some of these tabs down, I would just go in with a little bit glue. Oh, okay, so this was a mistake right here. Was it a mistake? Yes, it was. Okay, so when you seal up your circle, you have this last tab that you have to put together. Okay. So you leave the last tab on the bottom. You do it last after you seal your cup together. Okay. Okay, then I kind of look inside and I see if all of the tabs are adhered, and I see one here is poking out. So I'll just go in and I'll put some glue there. Okay. Okay, I think they're all good. Okay, so then this is where you tuck it all in to make your bottoms. Okay, so you tuck, tuck, tuck. Now when you're tucking, I kind of overlap it so that they all kind of interlock with each other like this. Okay, one flap out, one flap in. Okay, and then this one needs to go that way. So it kind of holds it together like this. So you see? And then you get your circle that you cut out. So for this one, I already did this one here. And if I can find all my pieces, okay. So this one is the same thing. So what I did was I did adhere one or two of these flaps down just to hold the shape of it, because you really got to make sure when you adhere it, you keep the shape of this circle on the bottom. You don't want it to kind of go like this and be offset, so that, you know, your cup doesn't sit well. Okay, and this side I have this bottom like this. This is the top because I want the inside to match. You see how it looks. If I went the other way, which is fine because no one's really going to see the bottom, but I think that's where I've become picky about it. Okay, so then I just get my glue and then making sure that I'm even, plus I'm holding to the circular shape of the cup. You know, you want to make sure that you don't make your cup wonky. Okay. It's very hard not to get my face in the front because I have my camera in the middle here. Okay, so there you go. The bottom, I did put a foam in between my two papers. I'm not, I think Kristianne's one, she has a foam in the handle. I only use a single foam in my handle. Um, some of them, I think one of them I did use double here. So the double is very sturdy, especially when you're gonna put something in it. So I think for the handle, it's good to have the double foam like Kristianne did. Kristianne did. I'm sorry, I keep saying your name wrong. Okay, and then you just adhere your handle there. Okay, and just hold it there for a minute. Not a minute, but maybe about 10 seconds. Just to make sure that it sticks. Okay, and there you have your cup of kindness. Okay, and then I get twine or whatever you want to put on the bottom. This one you could use orange, whatever matches. You could use white. Okay, and you just string it around. I strung it around 3 times, and then I put the bow wherever it ends up to be the front of the cup. I put the bow, and then you embellish it. Okay, so I did use the ephemera pieces from Chit Chat and the odds and ends, and I did use some little dewdrops from my stash, and I just layered it and I built on it to make the fronts. And this one I did a bear. I used the Chit Chat and I kind of bent it a little, like pushed it in so it has this puff over here. Okay, so baking bear. And then this one I tied in the Chit Chat they have some banner pieces with the holes, so I just tied it to the cup handle, and I just made a scene to match my cup. And this is the last one this one I did a rosette from the paper with the Tim Holtz rosette, and I just layered it. Okay, so there you go. That is my cup of kindness cups. Thank you so much, Kristianne, for teaching us how to make these cups. They were really, really fun. I enjoyed it. She did these challenges to get a lot of us out of our mojos, something simple that we could create and just have fun with it. We're to use our favorite piece of paper. Fall is my favorite time of the year. I don't do Halloween, so from summer I go right into fall, and I love sweet treats. I love pumpkin pies, pumpkins, owls, the woodland creatures. I just love it. Okay, so these are my cups. Okay, thank you everyone for coming to my channel again, for always supporting me. I enjoy reading all of your lovely comments. They are so uplifting and I appreciate all of you. Until my next video, I will see you really soon. Bye!